Hello, Year 10, and welcome to what I like to call the home stretch. We're back from spring break, and it's an opportunity to finish the year off strong. So here's the plan for what we're going to do. Number one, so you understand, you are going to be writing a piece, a short story, a longer short story in the voice of Harper Lee. All right? You're going to write that story following the basic story structure, the basic outline of any good story that will be shared with you in a video in one of the very first lessons. And that's going to be the product that we'll be working on for the rest of the year if I have things planned correctly. To address the assessment criteria, to be honest, criteria A, analyzing, is pretty much in the books, but I'd like to see if we can improve that. And we'll be doing that by our weekly classes, which I'll be talking about in a minute. Criteria B, organizing. Your piece will be organized, as I've already mentioned, in the 8-part format, following the very entertaining video that will be attached to the hyperdoc that you'll be receiving. Criteria C, producing text, will be assessed by the effect that your writing has on the audience. I'll be asking you to use imagery, show, don't tell language, as I prefer to call it. And for criteria D, using language, as always, you'll be graded on your grammar as well as spelling, punctuation, and other matters of syntax. I'll make corrections on your paper as you go through. Your mark, your final score, will come from that which you submit to me and say, based on what you've taught me so far, that's the best work that I can do. So what will your story be about? I'm not limiting you much on that at all. It must be in the voice of Harper Lee. So I want you to write a story from a child's perspective, but the narrator is an adult telling the story of a child's perspective, or in your case, an adolescent telling the story from a child's perspective. The important thing is that you're writing for the purpose that I instruct. And one of the first things we're going to talk about is what exactly that purpose will be. Based on what all the cool people tell me, Rick and Morty is like the most popular thing in the world right now, except for Donkey Kong or lawn darts or something. I'm not really quite sure what's popular. But I did like this video on YouTube, How Rick and Morty Tells a Story, because first of all, I agree with the creator of Rick and Morty. I believe his name is Mark Harmon. That all good stories follow this structure. One of the first things we're going to talk about is how To Kill a Mockingbird follows this structure. I still have to find out how far along exactly you are in the book. Hopefully, you've finished reading it over break. Even if you have not, the first thing that I need you to do before we meet next time is to watch the video, How Rick and Morty Tells a Story. Be prepared to maybe discuss it as to how it relates to Kill a Mockingbird, but at the very least, be able to talk about how you could create a story using that structure. And for now, that is going to be about the end of your instructions for Wednesday, April 22nd. Hey, look at that, it's Earth Day. I had something I wanted to do for Earth Day. Well, maybe I'll get a chance, because here at the end of the video, I want to talk to you about the last thing. Now, we need to see each other more often. Not only do I miss you, but education can't happen this way. And so, first of all, Friday office hours are now required. They're mandatory. 10 o'clock on Fridays, you're expected to be in the class that is English. I am also offering for Monday at 3 o'clock p.m. for us to have a regular meeting time. In fact, I'm setting it up right now. On Mondays at 3 p.m. I will be available, and I will expect my students to be there. If you're not there, I would assume the only excuse you have is, I do not have a single thing to learn from you. I already know everything I'm supposed to do for the rest of the week, and so I'm skipping out. So now for Wednesday, April 22nd, you are to watch the video, How Rick and Morty Tells a Story. Second, you are to go to Google Classroom and open the assignment, Submit to Kill a Mockingbird, plus 8 parts to a story. In that assignment, you should open a Google Doc, and in that Google Doc, first of all, indicate how far into Kill a Mockingbird you are. Hopefully your answer is, I finished the novel. And second, comment on how To Kill a Mockingbird has followed this 8-part story structure. I will be looking at it throughout the day today, Wednesday, April 22nd, and I will expect to see you beginning work on this so that I can start catering my lessons to your specific needs. Email me if you have any questions. I look forward to communicating with you on Google Classroom within the next couple of hours.